I recently heard a story about the Seattle Temple while it was being built. A truck driver was given the responsibility to drive the Angel Moroni statue from the manufacturer to the temple grounds. He was given one very specific instruction, that he was not to go off of the main roads at all. The truck driver, however, had other plans. He wanted to show his town how important he was and show them the Angel Moroni statue. So he ignored this counsel and went off the main roads. Now, those of you who have been to western Washington know that it's pretty thick forest in some areas. And as he was driving away from his town, a tree branch that was sticking out on the road broke off the trumpet from the Angel Moroni statue. I've heard the story told to young women and young men and primary children to teach them the importance of obedience. But I also think that this story illustrates the importance of temples and the sacredness of them. I've always marveled over the beauty of temples and love to go there. And recently this has driven me to study more deeply temples and temple work. I've read a few books and several conference talks on temples and the importance of them. I've learned three things. I've learned about temples around the world, the importance of temple building, and the time and effort and materials that go into building a temple. And these are the main ideas that I would like to share with you today. As members of the church, we often realize how important they are because of the sacred ordinances that are performed in temples. But I hope to inspire you to go more often and increase your love and understanding of temples. The Lord has always commanded men to build temples. This started in the beginning of time. A scripture in the Old Testament, in Exodus chapter 25, verse 8, says, "And let them make me a sanctuary, that I may dwell among them." And this is the commandment given to Moses and the children of Israel to build a tabernacle so that the Lord could dwell with them. Today, in our dispensation, the Lord has also commanded us to build temples. In Doctrine and Covenants 109, it says, "Organize yourselves, prepare every needful thing, and establish a house, even a house of prayer, a house of fasting, a house of faith, a house of learning, a house of glory, a house of order, a house of God. That thy glory may rest down upon thy people, and upon this thy house, which we now dedicate to thee, that it may be sanctified and consecrated to be holy, and that thy presence may be continually in this house." This truly is the house of the Lord, and because of that, he commands us to use the very best materials possible. I researched two temples that are very special to me and what they are made out of. One is the Columbia River Washington Temple, which is where I'm from, and the other is the Rexburg Temple. In the Columbia River Washington Temple, the art glass windows are from Germany, and there's cherry woodwork throughout. There are also hand-painted murals, and the chandelier crystals are from Czechoslovakia, and there are hand-tufted rugs from Thailand. And the outside of the temple is called Bethel White Granite, which was brought from Vermont in Italy. The Rexburg Temple has 700 art glass window panes, and the interior is finished with wood imported from Africa and stone and tile imported from Israel. I just thought it was so amazing. The materials that go into making temples are so expensive and so important. And it truly shows that temples are important to the Lord. There are currently 139 operating temples in the U.S., with 2 under renovation and 12 under construction and 16 announced. 2 were just announced this last weekend in General Conference, one in Peru and one in Tucson, Arizona. Before President Hinckley became president of the church, there were only 46 temples. I'm often grateful to him for moving the work of temples forward in the earth. He said this when he announced that he was going to increase the building of temples. He said, "I have been with many who have very little of this world's goods, but they have in their hearts a great burning faith concerning this latter-day work. They love the church, they love the gospel, they love the Lord, and want to do his will. They are paying their tithing, modest as it is. They make tremendous sacrifices to visit the temples. They travel for days at a time in cheap buses and old boats. They save their money and do without to make it all possible. They need nearby temples, small, beautiful, serviceable temples. After President Hinckley passed on, President Monson didn't slow down at all. In a talk by Brother Thomas E. Coburn, given in a BYU Idaho devotional, he said this: "Since President Monson became president of the church on February 3, 2008, I have been blessed to attend temple dedications and rededications with him or his counselors around the world. I can assure you, brothers and sisters, that temple work and construction has not slowed down one bit under President Monson. He has taken up the banner passed to him by President Gordon B. Hinckley and has moved this work forward in a truly remarkable way. I know that the Lord has prepared him his entire life for this time. We are all witnesses and participants to history in the making." One last miracle that I'd like to share with you took place with the Las Vegas temple. About 3 weeks before it was set to have the open house, there was an earthquake in the San Francisco Bay Area. Now, this may not seem correlated, but the celestial room window that was going to be put in the Las Vegas temple was currently in the San Francisco Bay Area in a glass factory. All of the projects in that glass factory were destroyed, all of them except for the celestial room window. It was spared not even a scratch, and was taken to the Las Vegas temple and put in. Learning all this has really helped me to realize the importance of temples and how the Lord truly watches over his temples. It's such a great blessing to have temples in our lives. As I said before, there are currently 139 operating temples, and there are only more to come. The future is bright. I just want to challenge us all to strive to attend the temple more often and be active participants in this work of the Lord.